Why should you choose Chief Agri? In this video, you're going to find out what we do and most importantly, why we do it. So as we're driving down the interstate or the highway or gravel roads, we'll often see grain bins, and they can be either labeled Chief, Titan, and they're all part of Chief Industries. And so we have a really long, amazing history in the agricultural industry. But beyond just our grain bins, we have some amazing experience that's also part of our team. And I'm here with Mark. Mark, tell me a little bit about the experience that you have in agriculture, manufacturing, the whole works.
Well, my current role is President and General Manager of Chief Agri. Been a chief 26 years. I have kind of done a little bit of everything. I started in HR, spent 20 plus years in manufacturing, and now I'm at Chief Agri. I have experience at Chief Fabrication previous to Chief Agri.
I kind of like to talk to you about it like a boomerang to Agra. You were at Agra first, then got a lot more experience from manufacturing side at fabrication, and now you're back at Agra.
That's true. I started at Ag, had an opportunity at Chief Fabrication to work as a manufacturing manager, oversight of all manufacturing operations there. Took that up, had some great experience, learned a lot about equipment, processes, efficiency, lean manufacturing, those types of things. And then an opportunity presented itself at Chief Agri, so I assumed the role of President and General Manager.
And I know, Shad, you know a lot about the manufacturing process and how all of our products are made, but you also have the other side where you've worked a lot with different customers and actually in the industry of working with different products. Talk to me a little bit about your background in your industry.
Yes, I've been 30 plus years in the industry. Started life in construction, so when the occasion rises that we have customers that are looking for, layout advice, some frustrations with maybe how something's going together properly, I've been in their shoes, so I feel like it's an asset starting in the construction when I'm dealing with our dealers and contractors.
And you talk about being in their shoes. So what are a lot of your customers looking for? Why do they partner with Chief?
Chief, as far as customer service, our customer service is top notch. Like I said, in the industry 30 plus years, I've had the opportunity to be on the customer side of Chief and was treated great district managers for Chief. As far as industry experience, we've got well over 200 years of industry experience in our district managers. A lot of knowledge to fall back on. And
that doesn't happen overnight, obviously, with 200 years of experience. It also doesn't just happen by happenstance. Chief is a family-owned company. We're generational. That's really important to who we are, but it's also important to our dealers, the people that we're working with. Mark, talk to me a little bit about your long-term dealers and what does that look like?
Well, as we know, Chief is a third-generation company, and that trickles down to our dealers, employees, to everybody. It's family-owned. It's wonderful in that respect. Our dealers, we've found, my grandpa worked here, my father worked here, things like that. Even internal to Chief, we have fathers working here, sons working here. My wife works here, Beth's husband works here at Chief. All part of the Chief family. It's wonderful, family-owned, very large, very small company at the same time.
And that really plays onto our tagline of trusted, tested, true. And with that, you don't have these long-term relationships without a trusted partnership. So what are some of the things that our dealers look to the team for in order to build those trusted relationships?
Well, as Shad mentioned, long-term, our dealers many are long-term. They trust us. They know we'll lead them down the right path. We'll be there to help them in the end, help them through Shad's construction experience he mentions. They have issues setting things up, getting things to fit, doing all the things, and Shad's experience works perfectly for that.
Shad, you are often in the field talking face-to-face with a lot of our customers as well. What are some of the questions that you often get asked, or what are some of the things that you feel really solidify that relationship out in the field? A
lot of things, mentioned, we're always looking to grow. We recently went through a redesign of our roof, and just, it's different. Everybody bucks change, and just different assembly process, and just assisting out in the field firsthand, going out, seeing what the issues might be, helping resolve the issues.
And you talk about one of our products. So let's talk a little bit more about our products. What are probably the number one thing that we work with on the farm? What's the number one thing we sell to those farmers?
Well, it all starts with the bin. I mean, that's the foundation of everything that Chief does. It starts with the bin, and then there's, what you'd call the accessories that go with the bin. We've full line of material handling equipment, bucket elevators, conveyors, structural, the fans, all the aeration for the bins. We can be a one-stop shop.
And I know, Mark, you and I have talked before too. And it's not just about on the farm storage, but it's also the storage off the farm in ports and co-ops. What does that look like?
Well, in central Nebraska, we oftentimes lose sight of the world. I say that because we feed people. It's a food storage system. Many of our largest facilities have nothing to do with livestock. In central Nebraska, we think, oh, we're feeding cows, whatnot. It's all about feeding people. Our largest facilities are 100% dedicated to food. So it's a food source for the world.
And I think beyond that too, I just had the opportunity to talk with Chief Ethanol earlier, and they also use a lot of these grains, and they have to store it too. They store some things on site. So it's not that Chief Ag is only providing storage for livestock food or for food to feed the world, but it's also for fuel. And so you guys definitely diversify and get into a lot of different industries.
Yes, we do, and we even take it outside of agriculture. We have some of our product lines are focused for salt storage, rock, minerals, diamonds, sand, all sorts of fun things that are not related to agriculture at all.
And not only are we here in the United States, but we also have another location kind of around the world.
Yes, we do. We have a location in the Philippines in Southeast Asia. We have a very strong market. A lot of people, I talk about feeding people. There's a lot of people in Asia. We have our Philippines location. They do not do a grain bin. They do everything else. So we continue to ship the grain bins out of Nebraska. But have 160 employees over there. It's a full-fledged operation.
And there's a really large project happening over in the Philippines, right?
Yes, there is. It's a port facility. It's about 2.5 miles long. 100,000 metric tons of storage, which is just crazy big. They'll run really 4 ships at a time. They'll be unloading and reloading with wheat and barley it's for a brewery and then for their feedlots.
It's kind of a fun end product that they have.
Yeah, it is. The brewery side always gets people to raise an eyebrow. There again, a lot of people, they like to drink beer too.
And, we talk about Chief and our different products, and sometimes people don't always realize all the products that fall under the Chief line because there are different names like the Manco. Shad, can you talk a little bit about the different products that we have in our line?
Yes, you mentioned the Lamanco product line. Lamanco, Mark mentioned different things that we store. That the Lamanco brand brings us into a different industry that we don't often play in. Right now the shingle industry is large, and the asphalt granules that are stored to manufacture shingles. We're very deeply enrooted in a very large project doing that right now.
I think it's just always interesting when people hear Caldwell fans, Lamanco, and even if they see Titan grain bins out there, they don't realize that is all part of the Chief family.
Absolutely. You mentioned Caldwell. Caldwell's a name that's been around for decades and decades, and 40 years ago, you drive around the countryside, you were going to see a Caldwell fan on a bin, whether the bin was manufactured by Chief or not. Large demand for Caldwell.
And with all these different products, there's been generational people that have worked with Chief, as you already talked about. But talk a little bit about the culture of Chief Agra.
Well, our first focus is always safety with all employees. But from a cultural standpoint, you mentioned multi-generation. Yeah, we have current employees. Their father worked there, now they work there. Their children even have applied for positions or do work there. Overall culture, we focus on safety and try to keep it a semi-fun environment. We have to be realistic, of course, but we want people to enjoy coming to work, know that they're accomplishing something throughout the day. And then from my office, I want to make sure they all go home safe at the end of the day.
And I think a lot of that does transfer then also to our customers. I know a lot of times the district managers will go out and have dinner or maybe go see one of the kids play their baseball game for one of the dealers. Talk a little bit about the relationships we have with our customers.
Absolutely. This is a relationship business. It comes down to nuts and bolts, but when it's all said and done, you're dealing with someone that's become a friend over time. You mentioned going out for dinners and stuff. I've had customers setting in my own shop, and I've thrown ribeyes on the grill and taken their families goose hunting the next day. And you talk about multi-generational, there's people that are involved in the family business now that I was taking them goose hunting when they were 13 years old. This great great friendships have been built through work.
And with ag, it's really, there has to be that amazing product that people want to purchase anyway, but the product only goes so far. So then it comes down to the team, the people, how they're working with us. And so I just think that says so much about Chief Ag.
It does. I mean, you a lot of times, you might get the credit for fixing a problem, but there's 10 people behind the scenes that you don't know their name that were really, really neck deep in it, making sure the problem got taken care of in a very timely manner.
Shed mentioned customer service. That's how we sell product. I've been asked many times this morning, why buy Chief? What differentiates you? Customer service, top quality. Those two things. That's what we hang our hat on, and that's been our motto. That's going to continue to be.
To check out our new innovations and products, click on the link below and check out the Chief Agro website.